Hey everyone, and welcome to this interactive explainer workshop. Today we're unpacking some absolutely brilliant insights from Carnegie Mellon math professor Po-Shen Loh. We're going to look at exactly why your uniquely human traits are, hands down, your ultimate career survival tools in this age of artificial general intelligence. If you're a student preparing for a career alongside advanced AI, you really need to know how to future-proof your mind. So we've designed this explainer as a hands-on workshop guide. We're focusing entirely on creative problem-solving and original synthesis, so you can thrive, no matter how smart the machines actually get.
Okay, let's dive right into this highly provocative thought from Law. For generations, people basically went to school just to learn how to do the homework and pass exams. But Law flips that traditional mindset completely upside down. He points out that the new goal isn't generating answers anymore. Honestly, machines can do that now. Your new job is originally synthesizing and evaluating those answers. Basically, you need to become the grader.
So, here is our workshop roadmap for today. We've got 1. The new AI reality. 2. Mastering manual reasoning. 3. Empathy and authentic connection. 4. Spotting hidden AI biases. 5. Simulating the real world. And 6. The Community Capstone Challenge. Let's get right into it.
Starting with Module 1, the new AI reality, and why doing the homework is officially dead. Now, I want you to really consider this specific number, 4 out of 6. Recently, Google's AI managed to solve 4 out of 6 questions at the International Math Olympiad. And these aren't just your standard test questions. They are highly original. In fact, they're so original that national coaches literally go out of their way to make sure nothing similar has ever appeared anywhere in the world. And yet, the AI solved 4 of them. It totally shocked the coaches, and it proves that AI creativity is rapidly catching up to and sometimes completely surpassing us.
So, because AI's creativity is blasting past our old baseline capabilities, our traditional educational system, cramming for tests, endless prep, trying to prove you're just slightly better than the next person, is a complete dead end. It actually robs you of your chance to invent. The future solely belongs to those who can look at totally unseen problems and synthesize completely original ideas. Which brings us to Module 2, Mastering Manual Reasoning and Building Your Cognitive Fitness. I absolutely love this analogy from Loh. Think about it. If you decide to exercise by driving your car for 1 mile instead of running, how much physical fitness do you actually gain? 0, right? Well, relying on automated AI outputs to do your school writing destroys your mental fitness in the exact same way. That school writing assignment isn't about producing a document to make money. It's about forcing your brain to practice communication and logic. If you skip that manual reasoning, you're just going to become entirely dependent on algorithms. So how do we actually practice this? Well, to build manual reasoning instead of relying on automated outputs, you've got to actively practice these 3 actionable habits for independent thinking. Step 1, deliberately seek out completely unseen problems, stuff you haven't memorized a formula for. Step 2, when you get stuck, don't just ask for the final answer, get scattered hints and synthesize your own unique solution. And Step 3, treat every single new problem as a chance to practice mental flexibility rather than just cramming to recognize past patterns. Moving on to Module 3, Empathy and Authentic Connection. This is seriously your ultimate survival tool.
Think about it. Since AI will soon be highly capable of doing the actual mechanical tasks of most jobs, we have to ask ourselves, why would anyone hire you or even want to team up with you? The answer is authentic value creation. People are only going to want to team up with you if you authentically care about delighting them and solving their problems. If you don't genuinely care about creating value for others, well, you're a bad partner. And in an AI-driven world, you're simply going to lose out on opportunities.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that empathy is the actual engine of value creation. You can't theoretically think about value while sitting alone in a room. Understanding people through empathy is absolutely essential for solving real-world problems. Why? Because you literally cannot solve a problem unless you can vividly visualize it through their eyes. You have to get out there, interact with people, understand their needs, find their limiting factors, and genuinely figure out what makes them tick. All right, let's look at Module 4, Spotting Hidden AI Biases and Navigating the Marketplace of Ideas.
It is incredibly dangerous to rely on what Loh calls the short menu of AI options. We're talking about things like Claude, OpenAI, Gemini, or DeepSeek. Why is it dangerous? Because an algorithm is only aggregating a tiny fraction of the world's ideas. The real world,
The great big marketplace of ideas has 7.5 billion completely diverse human perspectives. Relying entirely on a handful of AI models drastically limits your worldview and subjects you to the inherent biases of whoever happened to build that specific tool. So, to spot bias neutrally, we can adopt Loh's own personal practice. He actually checks a diverse range of networks every single day, from CNN and Facebook over to Fox News and X. Now, to be clear, we are not taking sides here, and neither does he. The goal is simply to expect that every source has a bias and an agenda. By consuming both left-leaning and right-leaning media neutrally, you can map out exactly where these perspectives disagree on core values. You start to see how different starting philosophies naturally lead to entirely different stories. Now we're at Module 5, Simulating the Real World. This is a really fun, interactive mental challenge. I want you to take a little Socratic pause right here. Whenever you're facing a strategy decision, ask yourself this simple challenge. What would happen if I did this? I challenge you to imagine a product or a scenario and then mentally play it forward in your head. Use your own internal logic to predict the outcomes step by step rather than instantly turning to an AI prompter to just hand you the final answer. This brainstorming technique, this ability to simulate the world, is an absolute superpower for entrepreneurs. It beats current AI models every time. Now, that doesn't mean we just ignore AI. It just means we change how we use it. For example, Loh was in Nashville once and saw this incredibly talented singer. He used AI to gather context, asking about the dynamics of getting a Broadway performance spot in that specific city. But here's the key. He didn't use the AI to write a report for him. He used it to gather facts so he could build his own internal logic and draw his own conclusions about the entertainment industry. Use AI to feed your internal simulation, not to bypass it. Finally, let's wrap up this explainer workshop with Module 6, the Community Capstone Challenge. It's time to put everything we've learned into a group exercise modeled directly on Loh's real-world educational experiments. Grab some peers and simulate these 4 steps to solve local community challenges. First, step out of your bubble into an unfamiliar environment. Loh literally rode overnight buses and set up math talks in public parks. Second, interact with diverse groups of people just to understand how they tick, with no specific agenda. Third, through those organic conversations, identify unmapped pain points that you would absolutely never find sitting behind a computer screen. And fourth, brainstorm human-centric solutions based entirely on that empathy. And as you do this, remember that your brain is capable of immense, untapped creativity. When Loh visited a high-poverty rural classroom, he met 4th graders who didn't have smartphones or even internet access. But when he gave them a complex math question, they literally exploded with ideas. Because they spent their time inventing their own games from scratch instead of relying on digital entertainment, they had built this brilliant mental agility. You have that exact same inventive capacity. You just have to choose to exercise it. As we conclude this explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. The era of just doing the homework is long gone. Empathy, manual reasoning, independent thinking, these are your true advantages now. So how will you use your uniquely human traits to create value that no algorithm could ever predict? Get out there, talk to real people, and start grading the homework. Keep simulating the world, and we'll see you next time.